It's US Open week, baby. We are forged for victory. Here we go. Bam! Oh my God! Welcome back to the Swoosh Life Podcast, episode 80. Thanks for hitting us up for 80 separate times, maybe a little bit more than that with some bonus episodes, but this is episode 6 of season 5. We are back. It's US Open week at Oakmont, boys. So how are we doing?
Doing great, guys. Ready for US Open week. Ready to see what the winning score is going to be. Is it going to be over par? I'm going to say,
Hardage.
I'm going to say that because that rough looks crazy. I think my wrist would break. What else? My ankles would probably break because my cleats would get stuck in the rough. But other than that, I'm ready to talk some US Open shoes. Other than that, trying to been golf a little bit. It's been raining every other day, so let's see what's going on. But Matt, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm having the same existential crisis with golf I think that Gumby had. I came into the pre-show and Gumby's talking about we'll talk about it a little bit if you want, but
My
my
swing is awful.
yeah, I started off the season pretty good and then I got the invite to a top 12 course in America and my caddy, I'll give you a story. So the caddy towards the end, we're walking up 18. This is how my day went, by the way. And he's like, this course just gets people in a rhythm, good or bad. We had Phil Mickelson show up, and one time he walked off after 9 holes saying the course was too hard. And the other day, Brooks Koepka showed up last year and he shot 4 under like it was nothing. So, it just wasn't your day. I'm like, you didn't have to tell me. You didn't have to tell me. But this is like the third time that I've played like an elite course and the game just didn't show up. And I'm like doubting myself, questioning myself. I'm like, do I need to go to the range? I probably should go to the range. But I don't know what to do in times of crisis like this. How about you guys? Gumby,
That's me right
tell the
now. I,
crew.
I I need a range session. I was showing off to Keith that I'm so bad right now that I am doing a drill as part of my swing. Like it is so janky. The other day we played and my friends were like, I can't watch you. It gives me anxiety to watch your swing right now. And I was like, I trust me. Like, and the worst part is that this is the best I've hit it this year is with the drill. Not like, it's so bad. And I put a new grip on a putter this year and I'm burning every edge possible. Like there's no making anything that could maybe salvage around. So we're in the high 80s to low 90s, which look, I think we all are realistic to know that we are not professional golfers. I am a bogey golfer at best. I just don't want to have I want to be feeling like I can make more than like be better than bogey, right? Like I want to string some pars together, have a couple birdies here and there, possibly maybe only 1 to 2 around. That's fine, but like it's starting double, 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 double. Like when you just don't have it, that is demoralizing. But we're still playing golf, I guess. So it's
In
it's
between, yeah.
fine. We're good. I'm playing in the Pro Fours. Those are a dream to walk on. I think we all picked up the final, as Matt would do, Infinity Stone of the Masters collection. The Victory Pro Fours, Scotty Masters. I mean, they are just
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
and amazing. I've played in them a couple times. You guys saw me out there the other day on if you're following us on Instagram, and the reel that we've put out and a couple other things like we're playing in them, we're rocking them, some great stuff out there. So but we're also rocking some of the gear this year, and Matt's rocking the POA polo right now in that clay green, and I've been rocking some of the new polos, the collar one, a lot. What are you guys kind of thinking of their lineup this year? And then my biggest thing that I want to get into as we start talking about US Open and US Open week is scripting of athletes. We saw at the PGA Championship a lot of orange, right? But we were playing in a red, white, and blue shoe in a sense, right? We're playing in that NASCAR kind of that fast blue. now we come to the U.S. Open. U.S. Open's pack theme is Forged for Victory. We're taking a lot of calls from the steel city that is Pittsburgh and talking about the Damascus steel in it. You can see it in the pack, and we'll get to that pack later on in the show. But orange probably would have fit really well for the scripting of the U.S. Open this year instead of the PGA. And so I'm curious on what you guys' feelings on our scripting, how we script our athletes and what we think about it so far, and what you'd maybe want to see as we quickly kind of get through this, kind of thing. So, Matt, I can see you kind of have some thoughts.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing is I even thought like Rory's that he wore at the Masters, that shirt, that kind of like, I don't know, that purpley gray. I don't know what that color was.
Mhm.
Like that felt like it matched Endless Pursuit from the year before better.
Mm,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and
yep.
we've been promised that there will be better matching next year when it comes to scripting and things like that. We've seen a lot of clay green in the July drops. I know, right? Like
Mhm.
I've got a couple pictures. I was at the PGA Tour Superstore. A lot of this green clay all over the place. I don't know that the silver, like because the shoe is so silver, like the only like molten steel that you see, the only molten like lava or whatever you want to call that stuff from the foundry is on the bottom of the shoe. I know, Gummy, you
Yeah,
and I have been talking about like how when we
yeah,
rank the pack, we'll talk about how we make it
yeah,
better. So I don't know. I think the green will look good. I think the green will look good with a silvery gray shoe. I
yeah,
know Keith has it. We could talk a little bit more later
Yeah.
about how the shoe feels. But yeah, as far as like the scripting, like I don't feel like there's a signature color this year that's really speaking to Nike. Like some people thought that the orange that Scotty was wearing the orange because of the jail thing with
yeah.
PGA, but a lot of people are like, well, then why is Rory wearing the orange? And
What Brooks was wearing orange, like it
Yeah.
was just different. I
yeah,
just felt like the orange would have matched better with the the bottoms of
Yeah.
these shoes and stuff. Like I
Right.
think that would have been a real like pop off that and I like that we go in different directions, right? Like we're not just doing Steelers, we're doing steel, the foundries and what that it is making up. We're not just doing black and yellow because that's the Pirates and the Penguins and the Steelers, right? Like
and the steel, all three majors.
right. So, it's one of those things where like I love that that's what Nike does differently is they find a little extra nugget of the town, of the place. Like right, Charlotte so big into racing. We did golf fast and I love that pack. I think it's really good. And people could say that we could switch this, right? Like PGA is more of the different colors, US Open's more of the red, white, and blue, but like it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Yeah,
But then we need to make sure that like not just our footwear matches, but I feel like the scripting matches. And we get a good glimpse into scripting a lot of the times from Lena Finau. We've got stuff from Cam Davis, I think the last major. But do you guys want to see like more? Like do we want to see more transparency in that? Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
yeah, and just I know we got to go to Keith. So like Riverside saw a hand gesture and wanted to do something there. Yeah, uh, two thoughts before we kick it to Keith because we got to get to Keith on this. But one, I think the maybe the part of the problem of like getting the scripting to match the packs is
Yeah,
that not all the retailers have access to the packs because the packs are
sure.
very small quantities, right? So like if you are a Dick's or a PGA Tour Superstore, a Golf Galaxy, like why would I bring in like a molten steel polo if I'm not going to get the molten steel Forged in Victory pack, right? So I could see like that argument too. And I one thing that I don't think we covered, and I realized this afterwards, there's two blues. We've talked about the two blues in the Golf Fast Pack. Like if you look at the official, I think like Coca-Cola Raceway or whatever that race is that they have, they use two different blues. So I
Yeah,
think that was like an homage to that
yeah,
happens in Charlotte. So, but
I
yeah,
agree.
let's get to Keith. All the thoughts, Keith, on scripting and everything that Gumby brought up because these are
You're the
really good
scripting
points.
master there, Keith.
Yeah. So it's crazy how much time I actually spend on scripting my stuff. It's just like so time consuming and everything. But just have these guys at Nike come up with these a year in advance, pretty much. Especially with the shoes and trying to match the outfits with the shoes. It's just very time consuming. But scripting overall, I think it's just going back to the PGA with the red, white, and blue. There's always been like it catches my eye a lot where orange always goes great with like a navy, or I'm sorry, the orange always goes good with like a navy blue color. So I could see kind of why they have that orange in the spring summer line. I hope to see some orange at the U.S. Open to go along with the Victory Forge pack as well. Um, with scripting, I would like to see our players promote their scriptings a little bit more. Hey, like send them our way. We'll promote them for you. Go, let's do it. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll put pieces together for you. I think if anything, I have like an eye of matching things. Like the swoosh has got to match like the swoosh on the shoe. I think scriptings like that are where I kind of like piece my scriptings together.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but yeah,
it's definitely interesting where like you get a lot of the we don't have many pieces, right? Like there's a lot of colors, there's a couple colors, couple style fits, a couple things look together. Like we've seen Rory in that the one shirt that has like the slight piping detail, obviously we get like we had the polo, I think Scotty wore it a couple times, the waffle polo, we haven't seen the POA polo at all, and that's such a good one. And it would have been like
yeah,
almost great for the Masters, kind of thing with the flowers and everything.
yeah.
So, I'm intrigued. I just would like to see a little bit more like variety. Like I would love this purple. I have it. It's the dry fit golf one with the collar. So the purple one, and it's in that deep
A
cave
block
purple,
collar. Yeah,
like with the slit like red kind of collar. I really like that one. You don't see anyone wear it. I think Tom Kim wears it the most. I think he had one in red. I think Tony wore it last um one in like a blue and white. So I'd like to see the purple that you can buy, and then see what they come out with summer colors, like possibly 7-1 when they drop that like normally. So um I just think like people are watching, right? Like we're watching, if we're getting asked about it, then it's being thought of that like why are people wearing this? And maybe there's just more um information to go around, but you see it all the time, right? There was a one joke where a Puma dressed Ricky and someone else in the exact same thing on the exact same day. Like they were twins out there, So it's just unfortunate they feel like it's happening more and more, but I think the guys get to choose a little bit what they feel like wearing. Like they give them the whole set and then they kind of like do it. But I don't know. When we see all female stuff, it's always like he's told to kind of wear which day, but I
yeah.
don't know if it changes or
And
not.
he follows script pretty much every day, which is
Yeah.
awesome. We see the Monday through Sunday from Tony, which is great. I'd like to see, like I said before, I'd like to see more of our players come out and show what colors they'll be wearing on each day. Because me being the scripting guy in this, if I have the polo upstairs right now and like this week's US Open, believe me, there's going to be a scripting coming that I'm going to try to match these next percents to one of the guys that are matching. I probably have a better odds of doing that than in the winner's circle, so that we do every time. So, but
Let's talk about some of these shoes, and like we've talked about scripting, we talked about kind of like what we're feeling with that. Let's talk about some Nike sizing a little bit. We all have the shoes in the Pro 4, and we obviously just got a couple of the we get DMs time to time, and one kind of posed us the question like, what do we think about the sizing, and when we're talking about sizing, we're talking about kind of like certain shoe models fitting certain different ways, right? And so, Matt is holding up that you guys can see if you're watching us on YouTube or if you're watching us on Spotify or anything like that, that he has the Victory Tour 4 and the Victory Pro 4 standing stacked side by side. And you can kind of see that there's a slight difference in these shoes a little bit in the sizing. And I think we're getting a little bit more of like a wider shoe versus the narrower shoe. I think the Pro is a little bit wider. It also comes in a wide. And then the Tour is a little bit more of like a narrower shoe. And so kind of, Keith, your thoughts on how, the sizing and what we need to be maybe like what maybe Nike needs to be thinking about in these sizings. Like I know for me, I could wear a 13 and everything, but I choose to wear a 14 because it's easier when I'm trying to like get in Air Maxes and other stuff like that, to be in those bigger sizes. However, I noticed kind of this week after playing in the Pro 4, it is very comfy to me. It's super comfy, but getting it locked down, getting it tight, my ankle kind of hurts today a little bit because I think I was rolling it a little bit more because there's a little bit more room. I'm in a bigger shoe. So just kind of let's think about, your thoughts on kind of the sizing and then and how you would like to see it, or how you kind of go about, picking the shoes
Yeah.
for yourself.
So I think we've mentioned this, that a lot of people do DM us on sizing, polo wise, and then shoe is probably your most important sizing this year, especially because the Pro 4 was kind of a little late to the run this year. So I kind of grabbed, and this is the first year I kind of did it. Like, I'm always a 10.5, right? But the wides came out first. So I'm like, I heard through the grapevine this Pro 4 could be a little bit wider at a standard fit. So I grabbed the 10 wide to see how they would just fit differently than a 10.5. Come to find out, like Gummy, you go from 13 to a 14, you can fit into both. Me and my range, I can do a 10 wide and it'll still feel like a 10.5 to me. I'll just have that little extra half inch in the toe room area. But I feel like this year, even in the Victory Tour 4 and the Pro 4, since it's a new style, I feel like there is a little bit more width in your toe bed area, just a little bit. So I feel myself, just to be honest, mid round, I haven't played in a Tour 4. I'm going to be playing in a Tour 4 this week, but in the Pro 4, I feel like after rain session and first couple holes, I do feel myself relacing, locking my foot back into the Pro 4, tighten it back up. Um, it has the fly wire inside the Pro 4 to help that secure around your footbed a little bit as well. And that fly plate on the side, helps with the stability on the outside. But I do feel like there's a little bit more room in our Pro 4 and Tour 4 just from trying them on and wearing them. Matt, what are your thoughts on, you've played
Both.
in both so far, right?
I got to tell you, I was surprised by the Rory shoe in person. I think when we first saw the pictures, it was going to be like a clunky kind of dad shoe, but it is very slim. I think it doesn't lock down your heel, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with a loose heel, and I love like how slim it is looking down at it. Then you put on the Scotty shoe, and shout out to Landforce, that guy nailed it. He's like, oh, it's got like Air Max dad shoe vibes, and it does because you can see that the toe box is wider. Right, and it did remind me of like TW71 that everybody liked, TW17s that everybody liked. So
Yeah.
it's got those vibes to it. I like both shoes, to be honest with you, Keith. I regret not wearing it to my elite club round that it shall remain nameless, I guess, until a few episodes later. But who knows? I'll probably let it slip eventually. But I went to CGC, and I played it safe. I wore Jordan 80G 4s. So I was like, oh, it's the classy shoe. I was like, man, I should have done the Rory shoe. The Rory shoe would have fit right in. I was just worried about walking in a brand new shoe without ever having done that. But then I played in the Rory shoe, and it was great. So
Yeah.
kind of long-winded answer as far as, but I don't know which one I like better, guys, to be honest with you. At least for my style. Like with pants, I think the Rory shoe looks way cleaner. But with shorts, with which a majority of us play in, I think the Pro 4 is an awesome shoe. Like, I don't know, Gumby, what did you think? Have you had a chance to play
No,
both?
I haven't yet. I played in the Pro 4 twice now, maybe 3 times now. I think I've
And thank you, Nike, by the way.
yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I I think it's like a cloud. I've said that multiple times today, and but I am excited to rock the tour for aka the Rory for Matt in a couple of weeks. Me and my buddy are going to the Poconos and Allentown for a little golf trip, guys weekend, and we're playing this course called Old Homestead, and it's very much a throwback style course. And I think my scripting and my shoe will be more of a classical like look, is what I'm going to think of. And so I think I'm going to start with that shoe as my base to then build around. For it, because I just think that's like the classic type of shoe, So
Yeah.
quite excited about it. So I probably
Something
won't
I
bust it out until that weekend.
Yeah, and something before we go to Keith on his opinion, but like Keith just I think we've talked about this. The etching on the swoosh of the Rory shoe,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think they did it on the Scotty shoe too. Like the pictures don't do it justice. This thing looks classy
Yeah.
AF,
Yeah.
as
I
the
only
kids
It's
have
would
definitely
say.
a
one
classy look.
problem. I only have one problem with that is the heel color, like the padding on it. I don't know how to match that, and so I think wearing it with a pant is probably the best option for me because it will cover the heel collar. I
Yeah.
think like I don't have much that matches that color, and that's what I like to like
match to. I think you guys just saw the reel that I did that it was all pink everything. I had the pink shirt, the pink hat, the pink glove, like so. And the shoe just the Pro 4 just went with it perfectly. So
Yeah.
I think we have an
that's my
opportunity
only
here.
thing. Yeah.
I think we have an opportunity. We need Swoosh Life gray socks because this has like that kind of like grayish or that bone. I think
Yeah.
gray socks are underrated. I think gray socks would work with this one. Again, don't know how they work with because then you can't wear them with white shoes because it looks like you got dirty socks. But I'm just saying,
Right.
gray socks need a comeback. Keith, what did you think of
Yeah.
both?
I like that idea, Matt. Gray socks do make a comeback because I can't pull off white socks anymore. Like I just don't wear white socks. I'm always black no matter what, shoe I'm
Someone
wearing
called you
on
out on
here.
that
Oh, I
on your
know.
one of
Oh,
your
that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying
yeah.
it. Sorry,
So
everybody out there. I just wear black socks. That's all I
I
have.
like it.
Um,
But you
no, I
like
was gonna
them.
say,
I thought. Go ahead.
what are you gonna say, Gumby? No, you
No,
go.
I was saying I think you like them. I think you're like the both of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's all.
I like both of them. Kind of to tie back into the scripting a little bit like that, and where I kind of like start is how you were just describing Matt and Gummy. You're trying to figure out a color to match with the swoosh, and I know you're trying to match the back uh, upper of the Tor 4 as well with that teal bluish, yeah, that right there. I always start with swooshes, and I kind of keep my swooshes the same. If I'm wearing like a black shoe swoosh, my hat will match with it, or my swoosh on my left chest will match. Something will match my shoe or the hat, just in that to keep everything kind of tied together. If the colors are off a little bit, doesn't matter. I just feel like I start with my swooshes and I match everything.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait to play in the Tour 4. I will be playing in that in a couple days at a nice place called the Ranch Golf Club up in Massachusetts, not too far away from me. Um, but the Pro 4 Scotty, unbelievable. Probably my most walking shoe I've walked in this year, and no complaints at all.
So Matt, speaking of gray socks, who would look really good with gray socks? That would be this year's PGA Forge
Oh,
for Victory lineup. I was setting that up. I think it was really great transition here. So let's get into this. Let's rank this pack. We've got them on the screen here. So if you're watching on YouTube, again, go like, subscribe, comment on YouTube, and follow us. But we have the Tour 4, the Air Max Plus G, and the Infinity Tour 2. We saw today, as we were recording on the first practice round days, we did see the Pro 4 out there. It's not bad. I think we can include it maybe. I don't have a photo up, but I think we should just go with these three.
I
Where
mean,
this is
you
the
you could
available
go to
pack.
the show's Instagram
Oh
page.
yeah, we could. Yeah.
Our
So,
you could go to our
uh,
Instagram page to see it.
but I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know if it does a
Y-
good
Yeah,
job in a sense
I think
either.
the
I mean, I
golf
think
fast one definitely I want that one, but this one,
yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think and then also we're recording after we get to see the preview from Lana Finau, and maybe we're recording before. I don't know. Somehow it's come out now that we can see the scripting for Tony, and we got a little sneak peek at the free version of a shoe as well. So there's technically 5 shoes out there
Yeah.
for the Forge for Victory pack. But only 3 will come to consumers, which is cool, and we've seen that before. But let's start with what we've got. Where do you want to go first? You want to go with the Tour, the Plus, or the Tour 2, the
Oh, so
Infinity? Just like this.
we're scoring each one, or are we ranking which one we like the best?
Um, I think we can score each
5
one.
years
Maybe
in, we're still
it's been
confused
a
about
while. It's
scoring
been a while
versus.
since
No,
we've
because
scored.
we always switch it up. I know PGA we kind of just rank the pack, right? 1, 2, and
Yeah.
I think we
3.
should
But
score each one. Maybe
Oh,
all right,
okay.
or let's rank the pack. How about that? We'll keep that.
all
We'll
right.
keep
We'll
it
keep it
consistency
tradition
with our
going.
majors. Yeah, keep it consistent per majors.
I am gonna do a Gumby flip flop. So Gumby, you guys might recall during the PGA episode, said that he doesn't like when the Victory Tour 4 has the inner panel done, like it was on the Augusta
Yeah.
pack. But then they didn't do it on Golf Fast, which is over Keith's shoulder. And they did do it this time.
Mhm.
I really like this. I really like the Rory shoe. Now that I know in person how good this shoe looks, it's grown on me. And then the other thing that I am going to move back on. So now I'm gonna flip flop, just like a Gumby. I did not like the Golf Fast Infinity Tour because it had a small swoosh versus the big swoosh on the Sunday Best or the Augusta Pack. What I've noticed on my Infinities with the big black swoosh on the Augusta Pack is that after you walk a while, the swoosh gets bent and it starts to look a little funky. So I don't know if they like. Would it be better as a graphic on the upper rather than like this? Also looks like something that's been applied onto it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
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 So like I
I
was
got
gonna
it in
rank the
hand. It's
Infinity
like
the best.
it's like pressed on there. Yeah, it's raised the swoosh on the next percent.
But is it like a? It looks like a slicker material than like on the Augusta ones. The Augusta ones are like almost like a
Correct.
cloth material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not cloth. This is just like a. It almost looks like the liquid metal melting into the shoe, but it's raised. Yep.
And this might be getting ahead of when we should be talking about the pack as a whole. But I would have liked black with the silver. I know Gumby, we tried to Photoshop it a little bit. Gumby did
Yeah,
his
I can
best.
actually, let me see if I can bring that up real quick.
Because I was just thinking, I know we shouldn't go for the obvious stuff, but I think Steel is obvious. The Pittsburgh Penguins, black and yellow. The Steelers, black and yellow. The Pirates are black and yellow. I would have liked some black in the upper. I think we got a red, white, and blue. We got a white and pink shoe. Uh, these didn't come out that great. I'll admit it. I
No,
think
we tried on them, but I think the concept is there that like if it starts black and then kind of fades into the metal, that is truly like then an even bigger storytelling step here that is coal to steel. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like the ashes, the embers, the OG product to the finished product. And I
yep,
think that would have been really like a fun little touch. I think on this one, you need maybe some more color in the midfoot. You need a different swoosh here probably. You need
yep,
maybe more of that like that metal swoosh that's on the Tour,
yep,
the Tour 4. But I think this is like a cool idea of having it like be black to like and then fade into that. That would have been really nice.
yep.
The way that it projects to me right now is I know they're black and I know that I created these, but it looks like it's got that green vibe and the pink that we got like maybe last year for an open, maybe the open, where it was like
Hmm.
like
Oh, that
forest
was the
green and
Open last
Yeah,
year. Yeah,
the
yeah, and
pinkish
pink,
bottom.
and
Yeah,
it's like
Zoom Air.
I feel like I'm just looking at that again, but with a different back, which
yeah.
is
I'm
it's
supposed
funny
to
because I
ship a
know
pair.
that's black, but like or dark, so we tried.
I
But
found one of the listeners. I won't call out the listeners so nobody gets after him. But I found a pair for $40 of that Open one that with that dark green and the
nice.
pink bottom. But yeah, okay. So long story less long. I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna go Brooks number one. I'm gonna go Rory number two. Air Max Plus three. Even though I really like the Air Max Plus.
Yeah,
I
I
think
like
I'm
that. I
almost in
like the Air
this.
Max Plus.
Yeah, I think I'm almost in the same boat as you, Matt. I do like the next percent as my number one. I am going to switch it up a little bit. I do like the plus as my number two,
Ooh.
just with the colorways and everything. My first car ever was silver, so I'm like a big silver person. Love the colorway. And then Rory number three. I feel like it just needs something just a little bit more. I love the melting swoosh on the Tour 4, but I just feel like there should be just another color in there as well. Gumby,
Which
what are you ranking them?
yeah, I actually think that I don't know, guys. Jeez, I always get to this.
They're really
It
close for me.
you
They're
know what
all
you
very
know what
close.
detail like puts me over the edge though is this detail where it feels like it's like a loading bar almost, but it's just like the way that the steel kind of like goes like through the heating,
Yep.
like and the Nike Forge Beaver Thin, like that part just sends me. I think that I, I wish this was that 3D on the tongue, because they use it here on the Air Max Plus where it's this 3D
Yes, that would be
badge.
nice.
Like
Yep.
that would have been so much nicer. Um, I, Here's my thing: which sole do I like best? You know what I mean? Like I think the soles are all so uniquely cool. Like this one is really fun, but it gives me like a very like peachy, gummy kind of feel, which I don't mind. It's very because of the translucency
A little
of
sour
it
patch
all.
happening.
Yeah. I think like the Starburst one of the Rory is really cool and really strong, and that the the plate underneath is the fly plate is just carbon fiber underneath it, just like feels right, and you can do some really cool things if with like the spikes in that, right? Like shout out to what, True Spikes, right? Is that
No,
it? Like
soft
Oh,
spikes.
soft
Shout out to
Soft
spikes.
soft
Spikes,
spikes.
my bad. Yeah, like
They actually have a silver steel soft spike that would have looked.
yeah,
They've usually nailed it with the spikes on these, but there's a silvery one that soft spike sells that would crush it with these.
yeah, Soft Spikes. Sorry, Soft Spikes. Did not mean to get that wrong. But then I like this one. This is feels more of like the first one, but again, it's like very of the translucent and the light, and it's like candified sherbet. Like it's really cool. I think the inside soles are cool on all of them as well. And then you get the one that we saw today, the Pro 4, which is we're not ranking, but it almost is like a punch out. It's like a hole instead of like the ombre. And so I think I like this bottom the best on the Tour 4, but I think that just like the the 3D badge kind of sends me on this one, and I think this kind of has like a cool gray vibe, and the way that the ombre around the swoosh here on the Max, like I feel like if I got a Max, I might get this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
Mhm.
it's really cool. So,
I really
um,
like the whale tail. The whale tail is also
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
I
wrapping
think
up
it's
around the midsole,
so
but I
good.
love the cool gray call out. Yep.
Yeah, this is so good. I think the only thing cooler would have been like if the tendrils that kind of go up around it would have been in this steel instead of just like a hard gray. Like I think that would have been like we see more of this
Like
material
that
on
print. Yeah.
this. Yeah, like which I'm talking about like the silver like on the the banding that kind of goes across
Yeah.
the Max. So if you
The
guys were
shine to it. Yep.
listening. Yeah, that just would have been, I think, a little bit better. So I'm actually going to kind of shock you guys here. I think I'm going to go Max, um, Infinity Tour, and then Tour 4 kind of thing.
Are
All
we?
right.
So
Wait. Okay. Hold on. I think looking at the
We
webpage, I
just
think we screwed up. We missed the Jordan 14. They actually have a Jordan this year
I
for
know
the
that
U.S. Open
it's hard to tell if this is like through the pack or not. You know what I mean? Like,
because
I,
of the copper. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, it's close enough. Like it's close because there's some kind of metal theme to it, which I can
yeah,
dig. And almost everybody that went to Grove 23 said that this was the U.S. Open shoe, and
mm.
correct.
this would be my number one out of the four. By the way, this is super clean, really well
Yeah,
done. It's really close to the oxidized one, but I'm not mad at it. I really like it. This is my number one right here. Is the 14.
yeah, I like this as well. So, but again, to this, it's just the shoe. It's not like the details, and the details are what send it for me. I
Yeah.
think, you know, if we ever can talk to the guys that do this, I would ask them about like the details and how many they feel like they can try and fit in, and what becomes overbearing and what becomes not. Like the only thing about the Tour 4, and I know it's different in person, is that this swoosh looks blue in pictures, right? And
Mm.
I'm like, that doesn't fit. Like it doesn't fit my eye, but I
Blue
know
Steel.
it's
You haven't seen Zoolander?
I know it's more of just like the way that this photos like this to me is very blue, but I know that it's more dark. Like, and I
Mm.
know it's more of like the Damascus steel
Yeah,
that
I'm
they're
getting some
going for here.
turquoise in there. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. What do we think about some of these other like I can go to the apparel and stuff like that. What do we think? We get two hats. We got um, a
Mm.
shirt and a sweatshirt. So how are we feeling about the rest of the pack, so to say?
Something pops with me with that red hoodie right there. It's a sharp look, and I can't pull off like red hoodies. I tend to go towards my black and blues and grays, but that like I love the way that looks. And we saw if everybody's on
Let's just put them.
Instagram or everything, and uh, Phenom Fresh posted the hoodie, and the swooshes look really cool. It's like metallic, like it shines, it glares at you. It's actually what it is like printed on there right now. So I'm a big fan of that red hoodie right there.
What's this show the back? Is there anything on the back? Like,
I was thinking the same thing
Yeah.
because the other hoodies have had stuff on the back. I really
because
like that one, especially with Nike Golf on the
Yeah, is
sleeves.
that logo on the back
yeah,
there? Yeah, true.
right. If this logo was on the back, that's a home run. I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you do the big swoosh, and then you do that. Like, easy money.
Matt,
I love this one. I
that's
love the
Chicago
Damascus
colors for you,
steel.
Matt, right there.
Yeah, I love the trucker. I love a good trucker hat. The trucker hat's really, really good. The hoodie,
Yeah,
again, I'd have to see what's on the back. The shirt is another one of those 100% cotton shirts. So
Yeah. All
I
right.
pass. I'm not mad at the design. I'd rather have that design on the back as big as it is. I feel like
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
trending towards like, yeah, it's a cool logo. Awesome on the back, or it should have been smaller, maybe left chest.
Yeah,
Would have
I
been
like
really
that
yeah.
cool.
idea. Yep.
That'd have been
Uh,
cool.
and
Yeah.
I'm not an adjustable cap guy like that dad. I don't know. That's not a dad hat, but I don't know
Oh,
what that
this
hat
is
is.
literally
Six
like
panel?
2000. This is 2022. Sorry, that's not right. This is like 2002 Tiger right here. Sorry,
Yeah.
like
Nice.
it's like old
With the old
school.
yin
You
yang
know,
logo.
yeah. His look like this. Like anytime I see an outlined swoosh like
Yeah.
Yep.
this, I think it just screams Tiger to me. You know, so. Um, but I like it. I like that they like tried a couple things. You know, like and see it. And I think like they leaned into the like this little badge on the side, which is cool. But like to be quite honest, I think if you would have done the trucker, what the trucker does, and having the crafted and Beaverton badge on that side would have looked like cool. And then put this
Agreed.
on the back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like put that like as a smaller on the back. So
Yeah, that's my favorite
um,
piece. I ordered that. Yep.
I like that the
Oh, nice.
Damascus and whatnot. I think all the Forged in the Fire this will kill. Will be really, great this weekend, kind of thing. So, all right, let's get into
So,
this weekend,
so speaking of
right?
this weekend, we got the
Hold on. Did we
roster.
rank the pack,
Ooh,
or am I just going through this? We just ranked what we thought.
oh, we ranked the
Don't give.
shoes.
We ranked the shoe. We gave our favorite thing out of the pieces. My favorite's the trucker. Keith loves the red
Yeah,
hoodie. What's your
Yep.
favorite?
I'd say the trucker as well, or the Pro Max, I guess. Like overall, like I think that's really good. But did we want to like score the overall pack or no?
We can score the overall pack and do our best of five.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
we include the apparel in the whole thing?
yeah, I think so. I think we've done that in the.
Are we including the Jordan 14 in the whole thing?
Uh-oh.
I would.
That's gonna
I don't
that's gonna
know if I could. I don't think it. If I saw in this description it saying something about steel and copper and all that stuff, then I think I could. Because guess what? That's
Click
what we
view.
saw when we did the Cheerwine ones. When we got the Cheerwine ones, it was talking about
Yeah.
you
Click
know
product details. I just want to see if there's anything there.
timeless classic
No.
remixed.
Nope. Nope. Nothing. All right. Okay, so let me score the Jordan 14 separate as a shoe.
Okay,
I'm giving it a 4.2. I think it's a great shoe.
yeah,
4.2. The pack
I like that.
itself, I'm at like a 3.8
Mhm.
on it. I'm like at a 3.8. Maybe I could go. Yeah, that's as high as I'll
No,
go.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good
Yeah.
score.
Yeah, 3.82. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think good design, good logo for this year for the US Open, good colorways for the whole pack in general. I'll do 3.98.
I will do 3.3. Um, Scottie Pippen, leave us alone. But just because I here's the thing, we got a glove for the Masters. I don't care if you do one like I think every other would be kind of fun, right? So you go Masters, U.S. Open, skip to the next year, PGA, and then Open. It's U.S. Open and then Open, British Open, so that you're getting like a 4 gloves in a 2-year cycle, so it doesn't oversaturate in a sense. And this pattern that they use, the Damascus steel pattern that they're using on the shirts and the hats, like this would have been really, really cool on the glove, like on the tab of the glove and stuff like that, where it does that. And then this pattern also on a towel, I think would have been fantastic. So I'm gonna go 3.3 because I think it could be elevated by a pack like that. But overall, I'm impressed. I really love the gradients on this. I think it's really cool. So, well done, Nike. Well done. Now let's talk about our athletes, our stable, so to say, our roster of athletes that are playing in the U.S. Open. Let's kind of like reset the Nike roster and see who's out there.
Yeah.
So, Keith, lead us off on who we've got A, playing this week, but B, kind of where our roster kind of sits at.
Yeah, so not bad this week. U.S. Open, couple qualifiers in there as well, but we have 11 guys on our roster for the U.S. Open. I'll just go ahead and name them all off because I know we're going to be doing a winner's circle at the end of this, so we can kind of pick our Nike guy. So we have Cam Davis, Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood, Doug Gim, Chris got her up,
Yep.
Tom Kim, Brooks Koepka, Robbie McIntyre, Rory McIlroy, of course. Trent Phillips, he was an open qualifier at one of the locations to qualify. He's a student or graduate, I can't even talk, from the University of Georgia, uh, qualifier. And then, of course, we have our PGA champion, Scotty Scheffler, to close it off. So it's 11 guys in the field this week at the U.S. Open with the heavy rough. I heard it was a little bit wet over the weekend. The course got a little bit wet, so it could help out. It could dry out by Thursday and Friday. So there's no more rain or anything in the forecast. So we'll see how that goes. But that's our main roster setup. Some big names in there and some up and comers as well. So
We have a couple other guys that didn't make it too on the roster. I feel like there's I'm not going to be able to think of it off the top of my head. I should have been more prepared, but there's a couple other guys too, which is nice, right? So like but 11 in the Open is a good amount. We'll see a
yeah.
good amount of Nike here. So how do we feel about like our roster this year with everyone and everything?
Well, I think we got number one and number two in the world. That kind of explains for itself right there. And we have shoes for them as well. But I feel like we just go down the chain and we pick the best athletes that come right
Yeah.
out of college too. Like we have a good group of people that do their detective work and pick who is going to be the next up and comer, and that they could already be at a swoosh school, and that person's up and coming and already wearing our stuff, which is great.
Yeah,
So
I mean, we had a resurgent this past week with Cam Champ showing up on the top of the leaderboard after being an alternate, and then Luke Clanton making his professional
yep.
debut. So also two more in the roster and in the stable. So excited to see those guys and come back. Matt, your thoughts on the roster?
Going into the U.S. Open, is that kind of
Yeah,
the
sure.
thought?
Or just in
Yeah.
general, I guess. Yeah, we can go
I
back
mean,
into the
Our
US Open.
overall lineup, number one and number two,
overall
who
lineup's
we have.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
adding on Luke Clanton, that's exciting to see.
it's a big one.
The next big gun that might be coming up. I'm still rooting for Tommy and Tony. I feel like those are our guys that still need to break through. Might be one of our picks
Yeah,
coming up in the winner's circle. I feel like Rory and Brooks are down a little bit right now, which is crazy to say, right?
yeah,
But obviously Rory not missing the cut at the Canadian, voicing his opinion about what happened at the PGA, where we all had high hopes going into, and I'm still not gonna discount Brooks ever showing up at a major and competing, right? Like that dude knows how to turn it on at any point. But how do you argue with what Scotty Scheffler's doing? Like
I know.
how do you look at it and be disappointed? I was glad to see Cam Champ back. That's a guy that we've thought is like the next big thing.
Yeah,
And obviously like the thing that I hate about coverage in general is I'll see Tony Finau. This is what I hate about the announcers right now. I'm sorry, but all the announcers are doing this is they see Tony Finau and they say, "Oh, he's cool, he dances, and his family's awesome." They give us nothing about his golf game. They don't tell us like, is he driving it well? Is it the short game? Like, I know I could dig deep and look at the stats, but to be honest, I'm a dad and I root for
Right.
my guys when I see him on TV. But please stop seeing Tony Finau and being like, cool dresser, good dancer, great father. We get it. Like, I love Tony. And this is not a knock against Tony. This is a knock against the announcers. I just want more analysis about what's going on with Tony's game. Like, what does he need to work on? Because, like, with Tommy, we know the putter is what holds him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tommy Fleetwood, if he ever gets hot with a putter, he's winning one of these majors. That's why we've always got him in contention sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, if that guy averaged less than 2 putts around, like, he's winning stuff easy. So that's sorry, you set me off on the roster thing. I loved how honest Rory was about everything. I love that he was like, "Hey, I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to talk, and I don't have to talk to you." Right? Like,
Right.
and everybody's like kind of mad at him for telling the truth. Like, that's the other thing. That's how a lot of these athletes feel.
Yeah.
My buddy Jason, again, listen to the Full Go on the Ringer. He's been covering people. You know how awkward it is in team locker rooms to have a bunch of dudes around you after you've just showered and asking you how you did? Now imagine us as individuals having a bad day on the course and all of a sudden you got to talk about it, or knowing that 2 jerks leaked your name on purpose because they didn't leak anybody else's name, but they leaked your name. Of course you're going to get up there and say something mean.
And he said that he was trying to protect Scotty. Scotty's like trying to win the tournament in a better spot than Rory was, and he's like trying to like protect him so that Scotty didn't have to talk about the thing until after the tournament, which he didn't. You know, like if Scotty's name came out on Saturday, like when Rory's did, like it's a whole different ball game. Like, and all the stuff that Scotty went through at the PGA last year, like, so it's just crazy
right,
with the
because
media and
you can
stuff.
see it, right? You can see it. He comes off of the round. If he had a bad round at Quail Hollow, right?
Yep.
He had frustrating rounds at Quail Hollow. He comes off. They ask him about the driver. He's gonna be like, "I'm not the only one that failed it." Like, it might slip out. So, like, why put yourself in that situation to look like a bad guy? I think he did the right thing. I've been teaching my 7-year-old this. Hey, you're at school. He's got a mouth on him. All right. I wonder where he got it from. Hey, if you got nothing nice to say, just chill.
Don't say anything at all.
Just chill.
Exactly. You got to go through the
Chill out.
situation. Yep.
Sorry, that's my rant.
Nope.
That's a good rant.
I agree. So, all right, let's hit it. We need some intro song for the future of this, but it's time for the winner's circle. Let us know your pick also to be entered into season-long race. We've got 2 people that have kind of nailed it right on with the Masters and then the U.S. Open. So, winner's circle this year. I'm not sure who's leading this off. I already know their 2 picks because I think they leaked it unless they're going to change it up on me.
You're going to start us off, Gumby?
I'm going to start us off.
All right. Love it.
I have a hard time picking against Scotty. He has made me like at least $200 this year with betting, which is crazy. So I have a really hard time picking against Scotty. But I'm going dark horse. I'm going a name that you guys we've never picked on this show. I'm going Robert McIntyre. The dude has been on fire lately. He has been playing really well. I think he finished top 5 at last week.
RBC, a Canadian.
Yep. So, and I was wrong. He finished T36, but whatever. I'm just feeling happy.
But he looked good.
And I kind of like his game. I think he can control it more. I don't think you need be the like crazy hitter. I think you need to just put it in the fairway and put it in play. And I know Scotty can do that, but Scotty is, I think his ability lies in his scrambling and how well he does it. I don't know how well you can scramble here. Like, I saw that the rough is not that long,
especially
but it's
with
almost
the left.
like it was longer at Memorial, which he just won, but it is thicker. Like, it is denser. It is more just blades of grass per square inch than it was. And so I don't know much about Robert McIntyre's game. I've just been seeing him at the top of the leaderboard a bunch. And maybe it's more of like he leads to the weekend and he doesn't finish it. I don't know. He's got it. The last time he won, he had his dad on the bag. Maybe he brings him out again Father's Day weekend. It's a long horse shot, but man, I might put money on it and see what happens. You never know.
Nice
So
little secret pick there, Gumby.
you like that's why I went first. But I kind of already knew some of this
Yeah.
stuff, so I was like,
Oh
I can
yeah.
I can go here and not ruin anything. And then you guys are still freed up to go pick the horses.
I already
You
got my
know,
pick. I don't know. Matt's thinking
so
pretty hard in this background here, but I'll take it off for the second pick, Matt, if that's all right with you. Uh, he's trending in the right way. He always has been. He does always show up in majors. He always makes the cut too, and I just feel like it's time for Tommy's putter to come alive. Please, Tommy, lovely locks. Let's go. Let the
he
flow
fits
go.
Oakmont too, like
Yeah.
the style, the old school clubhouse, all this stuff. Like throw on one of a cardigan and go win this thing, Tommy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just think he fit kind of that style. You know,
He's
Yeah.
got a 7-wood and a mini driver in the bag. The weird setup, but it might work. Mini driver for the tight fairways, 7-wood for the long holes.
We're
Ah,
going
crikey.
we're going 3 for 3 for this major so far. I know that. We're going 3 for 3.
I want it to be the summer of Nike golf again,
Yeah.
I got to tell you
especially
guys,
leading back into whatever it's coming in 26 that we've been hyped up on so many times. So you know,
believe it when we see it. But yeah, but
yes,
hey, I think the lineup's good this year. I'm wearing the
Yeah.
POA polo in
I
the
do
green.
like
We got
that. I like
desert
that.
green.
Oh yeah.
And we saw today, I'm wearing the green polo, and Layla leaks that on Sunday, Tony Finau could be wearing this polo
POA.
to
Oh
victory.
my God. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
And I'm going Scotty Scheffler. I love you, Tony. I love you. I hyped you up. I did. But man, how do you bet against? But every time, I don't know. Okay, so look,
I
what the
know.
guy's done is magnificent, and it's just crazy. Like his back nine, like you said at Quail Hollow, it's like okay, front nine, ho hum, par, and then blow everybody away on the back nine, the hardest holes on the course. So
Yeah.
I, to your point, Gumby, I know it's if the if this driver gets the lefts, I don't know that he can win.
I mean,
I know he can compete.
I still
Yeah.
think he can.
Yeah,
Obviously, I do. I just think it's one of those things where, like, sometimes you see the like hinge of frustration come out in Scotty, and I just see like him just missing a couple and then not getting advancing it, not like, and it just turns into like human. And also, when have we ever seen since Tiger someone go back to back? It's really hard. Now, if one dude could do it, it's him because he just won two other, like he has 3 wins in the. At one point in time, he had more wins in the Colorado Rockies in the month of May. Like obviously they went on like a little win streak, but like that's a thing. He had 3 wins in May, which is a U.S. Open, a Memorial, and I'm pretty sure he won a PGA, a Memorial, and then I think he won the Byron
And
before
it,
the PGA.
in
Was that
Texas.
it or
Yeah.
something like
Yes, in
that? Yeah,
Texas.
or
Yep. Yep.
well, there
one of
was
them.
that stat though before he took the FedEx last year, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there something where he hadn't won like past July for a few
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's usually like an early starter. So yeah, I just you know what
But now
the
he
reason
can
I
do that
switched it.
because the hand delayed him, so now he's just getting, you know what I mean? Like he's just
That's it.
coming alive in the
I got to tell you,
thing.
with
So
Rory winning TPC Sawgrass, with him winning the Masters, I thought I was running away with this thing. And then you guys both nailed Scotty on you guys both got him at the PGA. So I'm like, I got to play safe. I got to go with a thoroughbid here. I got to go with the hottest guy on the stable.
and then Brooks is gonna come through and
Right.
take it
Yeah.
away, like and win another US Open. He only wins PGAs and US Opens, so like Brooks, like it would be what his would it be a third US Open? So you'd have 3 PGAs and 3 US Opens.
Yeah, I get the feeling
What a
sometimes
weird
that
stat.
yeah, he's got that little competitive streak with Rory. Like I know it's probably burning him up that they're tight at 5. So I just keep thinking like he's gonna show up at these majors motivated.
We shall see.
Yep.
And who knows? Maybe it's Robert McIntyre. I'm going to throw a couple bones on him and see if I can pay off my mortgage for the month. We'll see. So,
See, I feel bad when you
but
go with like a dark horse like that. So I feel like obligated. I'm like, oh man, do I need to take like Finau and Fleetwood, which they're
no,
not
no,
really like
no. I
dark
think
I
horses.
got you.
mine
I
is
got you
just more
covered
like
there.
trying to find. I'm just trying to find like a value play when we
Yeah,
get to like betting, and then B just like someone that like would like to see. Like, I obviously want to see our guys do really
Yeah.
well, and I would love to see like a Tom Kim. I would love to see Tony, but like I think like Robert McIntyre would be so fun because it would be such a no name, like in a sense. But like he's rocking Nike, and that would be everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, and it
Would it
keeps him in the
be
stable. You know, like
would it be
so.
the same as Maya Stark winning the U.S. Women's Open? Congratulations, Maya, with
Yeah,
Nelly taking
Wow.
two.
right. Like I think
Yeah.
so. You know, like
Yeah,
it's kind of like a set up that way, right? Meant to
yeah.
be like.
Which can I vent? Can I vent about the U.S. Women's Open? By the way, in my
Yeah,
backyard, up in
in Aaron
Wisconsin,
Hills.
Erin Hills. I feel like it wasn't marketed at all. Like I had a few
Yeah,
influencer friends here from Chicago. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, we're going up to Erin Hills," and I'm like, "Oh, U.S. Women's Open is this week."
Hmm.
You know, I almost felt like, "Oh, we should do an episode like rally the troops." But I was
yeah,
like, "Man, how did they not make a bigger deal out of this?" It's Erin Hills. Like Brooks just won there. What
yep,
2020? No, it was like 19 or 18. It was
yeah,
pre-pandemic.
yep,
Yeah.
But you're at a course where the men had a major very recently, which I think is important when the ladies play. Yeah, I thought it was brutal. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find where to watch it. You know, what was the
That
first group?
was
It was Nelly, Lexi,
Oh,
and
Nelly,
Charlie
Lexi,
Hall,
Charlie.
and Charlie.
Charlie.
and they had the controversy. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could like watch it on replay. Nope, can't find
Yeah.
it.
No idea
Yeah,
what it was on. I remember
it's
saying that to you
definitely
guys too.
Yeah,
really
you did.
hard to like the women's game. I just don't think is like being shown as much as it should be. And you know what? I like the venues for the women's game, especially the U.S. Open venues, a whole lot more than the men's. Like the men's keep going back to the same ones over and over and over again, and they're like the women's are on like a. It's not like a rota. It's literally like we're playing the coolest courses. I think they've got like they're playing Pinehurst again in a couple of years, but like the next 12 years are set up where like they're playing some awesome courses. I think they go to Riv. I think they go to LAGC. I
Yep.
think they go to like, I think they might go to Oakmont, but like they're playing some of these like courses that are just like really good, like great courses and doing, I think, the right thing where you're playing the different ones, not always playing like we're so stuck in the Oakmont, the Oak Hill, the Shinnecock, the uh,
Beth
you know,
Page,
best,
Yep.
all that stuff. Like, I want to
Pebble.
see what's out there. Like, I think that's what makes Aaron Hill so fun is that it's in a sense newish, right? Like, it's not like old whatever, but it's different style. Like some of these newer, go play like Cabot, like go play some of these other places that like I just think would be so much fun to do different places, and they just always stick to their same traditional golf clubs. So,
Yeah,
um,
I feel like when the PGA has like an event here in Chicago, we start the radio commercials at least start 2 weeks ahead of time. And
sure,
sometimes like when you're a golf junkie, you're like, oh, of course I know it's happening. But it's good for people that are not super invested in it to be able to plan 2 weeks ahead and say, oh yeah, you know what we could do in 2 weeks, honey? Hey, you know where we could take the kids in 2 weeks? And that's what like really got me is that like all of a sudden on Wednesday I see like influencers driving up to Wisconsin. I'm like, oh. Oh, that's
yeah,
this week, ain't it? I'm like, why are they driving up there so early? Like if somebody just gave me a heads up 2 weeks ahead of time, like I would have planned to get up there one of the days. Because I love practice rounds. I love all that stuff. And you know, I'm with you, Gumby. Like, look, I know Golf Channel, like probably the dudes that watch Golf Channel are older than us and they want to see Champions Tour because that's their dudes that they grew up watching. I would much rather watch athletes in their prime, the ladies play than a Champions Tour player. I'm sorry. All due respect to Bernard Langer, just wrecking everybody for the last 4 or 5 years. Great for you, Bernard. Shout out to Tour Edge. Great guys over there. I'd rather watch, you know, Nelly and Maya and yes, non-Nike players like Lexi who retired but still has played 10
no,
competitions this year.
and that's the whole thing I don't get. But apparently, she clarified that up that she didn't retire; she was just doing a different schedule. But I thought she said the word retire last year, but I don't know. So I agree. But until 2 more years until Tiger's playing on the senior, and then I'll want to watch the senior. But 2 more years, you got 2 years, girl. So keep playing.
Jeez,
Get it
how
out there.
bad he's gonna wreck that shop. If Bernard
Well,
Langer's winning everything, could you imagine
Yeah.
Tiger?
Yeah.
yeah.
And they
So
could take
all right,
carts. They could take
If you,
carts, right?
I know.
I was gonna say if he can
Yeah,
walk, but he
exactly.
can take a cart.
Game
Bailey,
over.
Bailey will.
Game over.
So to recap, the winner's circle again. Let us know your pick in our DMs at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram. But Keith is going Tommy, Matt is going Scotty, Gumby's going Robbie Mack. So very excited for that. This should be a great U.S. Open this week. Looking forward to the carnage. One last question to finish this up. This thing. What are you hitting on that par 3 294 hole number 8 at I think it's 8 at the U.S. Open this week at Oakmont?
I'm paying the $50 for the guy to shoot the air cannon for me.
That's good. I'm hitting driver pitching wedge, so I mean I don't know what you guys are hitting, but that's what I'm hitting. So,
I'm going 3-wood, probably 58-degree wedge. Let's go.
What?
yeah.
Wait, okay. Should I make this longer than it needs to be, as usual? Can we pull up the hole? Can I see the hole?
Oh yeah, let me see if I can get it up.
Yeah, let's pull up the hole because, okay, here's why I'm a bad golfer, everybody. This is
Is it
perfect example of
downhill?
why. This is because you know what? In my mind, I'm thinking right off the bat, driver wedge. Like I would just bang driver, miss the green, and just chunk a wedge, and then get on in 3, and then 3-putt for a 6. Like that's my style. But maybe I should lay up, as Keith has just said, go 3-wood, lay up. Like, is there a landing area short of the par 3
I
green?
believe so. Yeah, let me see if I can get
Hopefully it's a little downhill, get the roll, chip it right up.
Let's see. I got it pulled up. Yeah.
Hole 8, right? Hole 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem. Like I can get 3 bills if I hit
It's a
the
little
fairway on
downhill.
a draw. Yeah.
So I think T-box is in the back
Oh.
there. Big bunker, couple bunkers. I'm hitting into this spot here and then laying up to there. So yeah, it's the 8th hole, and it will be the longest hole in competition, I think. So
Really, as a par 3. Wow.
I guess
yeah,
being short of those bunkers, it doesn't look like.
yeah.
Yeah, if you take the big bunker out of play and you go short of that,
Yeah.
right?
You have your wedge in.
Yeah, and you hit a cut.
Pitching wedge.
Yeah, like how long is that bunker?
I don't know. It looks massive.
Guys, I'll tell you.
Oh, I think there's a. Is this the? No, I'm trying to. I don't know the course very well. I think we're gonna have to look at it a little bit later.
Yeah.
There might be a bunker that comes in front of this,
Gotcha.
in front of the green that protects it, which would be diabolical if that were to happen. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm truly intrigued to what this winning score is. I think it probably gets to it does get to 3 or 4 under. I do
side
think
bet?
that.
Do we do a side bet?
Yeah, I think it gets to 3 or 4 under because I just don't think that you will ever see in professional sports a over par score. I just don't think they will do that. I think they'll cut it down, but I don't know. I know my buddy Zach Vaught would, if you're listening, dude. I know you want carnage. I know you want plus 12 as the finishing score. I get that. I just don't think they will ever do that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think it borders on like malicious when they do something like that. I did like Victor Hovland's quote about this 8th hole. Anytime you need to pull out a head cover on a par 3, probably not a good hole. So
I mean, I have to do it very often on the ones that I shouldn't have to. But it is stuff.
I gotta tell you, man, we've had crazy winds here. Like we have not had like a good hot summer. We've had a horrible spring, and I cannot get it in my head. Like I remember we had like 25-mile-an-hour winds. I'm hitting into it downhill, and I'm like a par 3, and I'm like, there's no way this should be a 7-wood or a 3, like a cut down 3-wood. Like I can't get it in my head. I can't go past 2 clubs up or down in my mind.
Right.
Like I will get to club number 2, like 2 clubs up or 2 clubs down, and choke down and just do something stupid that negates the whole point of taking more club.
Lately, I've been like the couple of contemplations of my game is go to the Bryson method of everything is cut the same length and then just change the lofts because then I could find the swing with 1 iron, right? And be good because I feel like when you change the lengths is when I really struggle. Or go the Tommy method and go to a 7-wood or a 9-wood. Just start hitting woods like
Yeah.
all day
Or the
because I
the mini
just
driver thing is like making
Yeah.
a comeback. Everybody's making this
yeah
mini driver thing.
Like here, let me tell you as a club fitter, like just the thing that you guys should consider, just as like obviously like a tailor-made demo tech, I tend towards it. The mini driver is really for people who only use their 3-wood to tee off. And yes, like you have to have some skill. I played off the deck. I'm pretty decent with it off the deck right now. But like you got to think about the course you're playing. And then when it came to Tommy and the 9-wood, he did an awesome video with Trotty. He's trying to
yep
hit 230 on the fly.
Mm.
yep
So you got to think like what are you trying to achieve when you're
Right.
going to a 9-wood or a 7-wood? Like don't be an amateur with like an 80-mile-an-hour swing speed and say I need a 9-wood.
oh no
What
yeah
number are you trying to cover, right? And
Right.
for the most part, like I saw this, there was this awesome video with Scotty, Rory, and Tiger. Or no, it was Tommy, Tiger. It was one of those tailor-made videos, and he's talking
yeah
about, Tiger has a 5-wood. You know what he loves to do with that 5-wood? He punches out from like 170 in thick rough with the
yeah
5-wood. He'll
Mm.
chop down with it. Like I never thought about something like
yeah
that.
I remember him saying that.
He,
I used to love carrying a 5-wood. I would go driver 3-wood 5-wood, and I would just hit them so well. And then I
yeah,
started hitting I got a hybrid, and the hybrid cut through the turf better than like a 5-wood did, like the
Right.
rough where I'm normally out of. And so then I've just kind of gone to the 3 hybrid and then the 4-iron, and I'm like, I don't hit a 4-iron well enough, and I'm literally like,
yeah.
I'm about to go to like 5 to the 3 hybrid to then the 5-wood to then the 3-wood to you know what I mean? Like I need that gap. I feel like better because I'm also just not hitting it very well. So we talked about that at the beginning
I'm
of the
with
show,
you.
but.
I'm with you, bro.
Yep.
All right. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Keep following us. Follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Hit us up with all those fun things. Hey, we have tykes now. Shout out to at my tyke for those custom tykes. You'll be seeing more of that stuff. We're gonna have merch coming soon. I think with those shirts. I want to put them on shirts. Maybe some other stuff, but then we're gonna try and do scriptings. I've already been scripting my tyke, and I like it so much. The shoes are the hardest part. I got to try and figure out the shoes. The other day I was changing shoes and then the whole file got corrupted and I had
Oh
like
no.
so you might only see like half of my guy from like the next a little bit, but they're fun to play with and we really appreciate my tech kind of featuring us too on their page. I don't know. I think I just want that golf cart that they did. That thing was sick. So, but any final words before we wrap up this crazy episode of the U.S. Open or anything like that? Keith, anything, Matt?
No, cut me off. Go,
No.
Scotty.
Yeah. Let's go.
All
Go,
right.
Tommy.
Go
Very
Nike.
good.
Go,
Go
Nike. Go
Nike.
3 for 3. Let's go. Let's
Let's
get it
go.
done and over with.
U.S. Open, Oakmont this year. Very excited. And for the Swoosh Life Podcast, it's been Keith, Matt, Gumby. See you in the next one. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.